Whoa, what's good, man? My name is FlemLo. Raps just finished watching the EA Play E3 Madden coverage of the story mode, and I went on an emotional journey, right, while watching this, because at first I was extremely disappointed. Then I was hopeful. Then I was like, nah, this ain't it. Then I was like, well, and by the time it was over, I feel optimistic. I'm optimistic, There's a couple of things, man. It's a couple of things. I guess I'll take y'all on the journey kind of in the order that I went on it, based on how the information came out. First, we saw these colleges pop up on Twitter, okay? This was before the press conference even started to drop the trailer. We saw Texas and we saw Oregon. Now, I did not see anywhere where they said that there would be any additional schools in there. I looked for this information, of course, but as of right now, the time I'm making my video, it seems, which is literally right after, it seems like those are only 2 schools that you can play at. So that I don't love. And you know what? That really doesn't even make a lot of sense as I say it out loud. So we'll wait and see, and maybe there's some more colleges. But this story is a lot more than I thought it would be. Okay, but let me get the bad news out of the way first, because this is the order I got it. First off, you are locked into one character, Devin. I forgot his last name already, but his name is Devin, and you're locked into his character, okay? But it's kind of built like a telltale game in a way where there are branching decisions that affect the outcome of the game. Now, if y'all remember when I made my little wish list video, that's something that I really wanted, was impactful decisions that change the outcome of the story. That is 1000% confirmed. There are multiple endings. Some people will get drafted, some people will not get drafted, and that's dope. I don't know how many different outcomes. I think the Telltale games give you about 4, so at least maybe we'll get 4. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of hoping that it will go that route, but that's very cool. So essentially, while we're all playing as Devin, we don't all of our Devins won't be exactly the same. We get to make different choices to kind of shape our character, and I'm assuming our choices and the way we actually play is what will control how our journey goes, whether or not we go to the league. If we don't, okay, now I got a bunch of stuff jotted down, so this may not necessarily be in order, but I just want to get all of this stuff out because this was the stuff that jumped out to me. All right, now Chris Smooth said on his video that EA tweeted out, now I didn't see this particular tweet, but he said on his video that EA tweeted out that you do have to play as a quarterback. Alright, so you are a QB, and as a matter of fact, yeah, that makes sense with the narrative because you go through this story with your best friend. Now, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Alright, here we go. The plot of the story, like the main plot, and this isn't giving everything away, but this is just so you know what's happening in the story. You're a quarterback, you're highly touted. At some point, for whatever reason, you end up quitting. You go back to your hometown and you end up teaming up with your partner from back in the day, who was an extremely average or even below average, I think they said, receiver who's all heart and not, a whole bunch of skills. You feel me? And then y'all go through this story together. So that could be dope, man. There might be some scenarios where maybe you got a chance to go and do something, but you got to choose, do you leave your boy behind? You try to bring him with you. That could be dope and like really make you make a tough decision that will affect your outcome. So that could be fire, man. I can't wait to see how that goes. All right, now they've already said it's very similar to FIFA. It's very narrative driven, which I perceived all as bad things until they said that they had branching choices that would give you, different outcomes. So that right there kind of saves it for me. That makes me very interested. That's the main thing. Now I got about 10 more things on this list we're about to go through right now. All right, so you never play an NFL game. I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this, but this is, now I got the article where I got the bulk of this information from in the description. The rest of this information came directly from the live stream that they just did. All right, so you can go read the whole article if you want to, but you never play an NFL game. All right, so it's all about the journey. Only issue with that for me is the culmination of the journey you don't get to partake in. But if you make it to the league, I'm assuming you'll go through the draft and maybe you'll feel that sense of, you know, completion from going through the draft. But it kind of sucks that you don't play an NFL game, seeing as how, you know, it's an NFL game, and obviously that's something very easy to do at that point. So obviously that's a creative decision, one that I don't know if I agree with or not. I guess I have to wait and see when I play it. But there's 7-on-7 in the game. Okay, it's padless 7-on-7. There's a lot of different practices, different scenarios they're gonna put you in, different challenges. This stuff all sounds extremely dope. They even brought up, you know, Gruden has his camp. I don't think his camp exactly is there, but you're gonna be in the classroom in some points of the story. You'll be in practice in some points of the story, and you'll be doing that 7-on-7 padless. And they compared a lot of that to how Gruden's camp is, where you're really having to learn this terminology and know your assignments and know all of those things. That is fire. Okay, I love that. That sounds great. You know what I mean? What else we got here that I haven't touched on already? Other small things, you don't get the ability to call plays until the end of the story, so you do have to build up to that, which is good. You earn MUT cards, of course. A lot of us story mode guys may not care about MUT as much. I generally don't, but remember, they got MUT squads, which is team play. I didn't cover that on this channel, I don't think, but if y'all want me to cover it, I can. But essentially, assuming y'all already kind of know something about it, team squad is now team play is back in the game, but it's tied to MUT. Use your MUT players in team play, and that's how you play. I can go more into detail. I won't here because this isn't about that. But essentially, you get in these MUT players by playing the story mode. You will be able to use them in team play, so that's cool. Another cool thing I thought was an interesting stat. There are 45 total characters in this story mode, bro. That's a lot of characters, you know, obviously. 45 total characters, all ages, all genders, all races. There's a ton of different sets. You know, it's not held in like the same 3 places. That's really cool. The cast just seems really cool. They got Mahershala Ali, Academy Award winner, so that's dope. They also talk about the fact that it ends with the opportunity for a sequel. Now, I'm like, there's multiple endings, so I guess all the endings give you the ability to go into a sequel. Of course, we don't care about that much right now. I mean, the game hasn't even come out yet. I don't care about the sequel. I just want to play the regular game and see if I even like it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I shouldn't even write that down. Anyway, but you know, going back to it, I think this will give us, while not the traditional NCAA experience that a lot of us on this channel look for, I think we'll get a lot of it, honestly. Like, I think we'll get a lot of the experience. I'm not sure about the team selection, but as far as having to be in a classroom and go to practice and do the 7-on-7s and build up and try to impress either Gruden or the game, the certain score we got to get, whatever the case may be, you know, that is very college-like. Like, that's, you know, that's stuff you would expect if there was a an NCAA game right now where you go into the league. Like, you'd expect that. So I think that part of it is pretty cool. I was very, as a YouTuber, very worried about it being saturated because obviously, you know, some guys get it early and then, you know, the story's already out on YouTube before the game comes out. So that kind of sucks and kind of kills it for you. Even me as a casual player, that killed it for me before I was a YouTuber. So, you know, the fact that you do have multiple endings is nice. That kind of opens up for some, you know, some parity, because now each person's journey at least will be slightly unique. And so it is actually worth seeing what decisions and choices that person makes versus, you know, it doesn't matter what decisions and choices you make. Now, because you don't play in the NFL, I mean, I have to assume that this is not taking the place of the regular connected franchise mode where you can just play as a player. So I guess what can happen, you can go through your story and then maybe have to recreate your guy if you even want to recreate the same guy, or maybe you just create a whole new guy. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how we decide to handle that, but you recreate your guy in career mode and go through career mode like you normally would. As a matter of fact, yeah, I know that's gonna happen because you're locked into quarterback. You know, most of us ain't gonna want to just play quarterback. I mean, I know it's probably the most commonly played position, you know, and so that's why they decided to go that route. It makes sense if you're gonna lock people into a character on the football team. Of course, it's gonna be the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But somebody like me, of course, we're gonna still want to play corner and free safety and stuff like that to show off the user skills, man. So anyway, this is all the information I got right now. Like I said, the thing literally just ended. I may do a follow-up video on this if I get some more information. Y'all hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it. Are you optimistic? Or do you think no, it still sucks? No, I ain't trying to hear that. You know, how are you feeling about it, man? Because I was really humbuggish when I first found out I was going to be locked into a character. Then I found out I was going to be locked into a position. But the multiple endings and the branching storylines kind of saved it for me. The 7-on-7 classroom stuff, practice stuff kind of saved it for me, at least in theory. It may still suck. You feel me? But this at least makes me interested enough to say, you know what? I am interested to play it. I'd like to see kind of what happens. I'd like to see maybe there's even some actual replayability. Maybe it's worth playing again and going through the other route. I probably won't, but maybe it's worth actually doing that. You know, we can get a couple MUT cards. So if we're gonna do MUT squads, that'll help the career mode guys out a little bit. And so, you know, I don't know, man. It seems cool. It seems cool. Anyway, that's gonna end the video, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Click the thumbs up button if you did. Subscribe if you're brand new. My name is FlemLo Raps. Wow.